Hola, amiguitas! Welcome to the podcast dedicated to recapping the Mexican competition series, La Más Draga,
which is available on YouTube.
My name is Yiyi.
And I'm Braulio.
And this is...
¿Quién es la más?
Our second take. So, let's talk about the show. I know we talked about the show a little bit off... I was going to say off camera. What do you say? Like off...
mic?
Off mic, yeah. But what did you think overall of the episode? This is episode 5.
Yeah, episode 5 of La Más Draga.
Yeah. So what did you think of what's your overall thought of the episode?
Thinking about how it ended, it kind of felt pointless at that point because nothing was resolved, and I don't know. Should I spoil it right now? Or?
I think so. I mean, people if you're hearing this, you should have already watched the episode. So
maybe.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. So no one leaves at the end. There's no eliminated. So by the end, we're still down to 4 queens, and I don't know. It just feels pointless not having eliminated someone.
Yeah. And to me, it was kind of, in a way, it was kind of like one of the best episodes of the season, just because it was a different challenge and we didn't have to just base it on looks.
Oh, I see.
So we had something else to judge, and it actually showed us a different side of some of the queens.
That's true. I mean, it did test them in different ways versus. The other episodes, all they had to do is, I mean, their look and when they're on the runway, that's all they had to show. And with this, they got to show their acting abilities.
Yeah,
as well.
And then some of the queens who are strong at aesthetics, like Margaret and Deborah. I think
Eva as well.
And Eva.
Yeah.
And then on this challenge, Barbara was the one that really came through, and she was the one that had been struggling more in the competition, but now that they gave her something that she can actually shine, then it just changed the what's it called, like the
dynamic.
The dynamic, yeah, because now you see someone as weaker, and now you see her as stronger. So I think it was good that they mixed it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it did show other queens' strengths and or weaknesses as well. Like I thought Eva Blonde was pretty. I don't know, like during the acting challenge, she didn't really stand out at all. She didn't do much with it.
Whoever?
Eva, yeah.
Yeah.
Although she was partnered with Barbara, so she outshone her, obviously.
Yeah.
Because Barbara was so over the top.
And they didn't have a guest judge this time, right?
No. Lorena jokes that they got stuck in traffic or something, but they probably just couldn't get anyone, I assume. I don't know why they didn't just bring the guest that Joni brings in.
Oh yeah, the actor.
Yeah.
The one that helps him out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, oh yeah. I think on this episode you can also see like the hands. Is that the hands like the producers? Like you can see that it's very produced, because a lot of stuff was like, okay, yeah, we know. I kind of saw it coming that nobody was gonna go home. Not just because I've already seen it, but I also remember watching it the first time and being like, it just seems like they're not gonna get rid of Deborah or Margaret. They're not gonna get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried that Margaret was gonna go, but I just don't see how or why they would eliminate her when she was throughout the competition. She's been doing pretty well, and just to eliminate her at the last second, it would feel unfair.
So yeah, I thought it was like very produced, and which is fine. It's a reality show, but whatever.
I would have been fine with Barbara going home, but I mean, she did well in this challenge.
Yeah.
Because of that, she didn't deserve to go home.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we're just going to get into the rest of the episode. So here we go. En el camerino, Johnny walks in to introduce this week's challenge. The queens are to create a look inspired by telenovela characters while incorporating their signature drag style, but that's not all. To further challenge the queens, Johnny informs the girls that they are going to be acting in a scene from the telenovela Mujeres Engañadas. The winner will be declared la Más Dramatica. So let's talk about the challenge. And obviously we said that we enjoyed the fact that it was different, that it was not another just look challenge. When Johnny first introduces it, he also mentions to Margaret that she gets to choose the partners. Mm-hmm. So she chooses Deborah. She was the
winner last time.
Yeah, she was a winner last time, so she gets like special privileges, and she also sucked the producer's dick. So, I'm just kidding. No, but she chooses Deborah and then the other two, whoever
Eva and Barbara are together.
Exactly.
Because they're the Durango girls, and Margaret says she chooses Deborah la Grande because they're the big girls.
Las dos gorditas.
Yeah.
Las dos gorditas. Oh, I guess let's just go into the rehearsal because they also rehearse with the guest the guest helper, the hamburger helper. What is it called? The mentor, something. Quecho Muñoz.
Yeah.
That's his name. So what did you have on the...
I mean, I guess we should introduce him a little bit. Johnny just says he's a director, writer, producer, actor, singer. They name like a whole bunch of different...
he's a stage actor, right?
Yeah. Stage acting that... Well, I mean, so they name a lot of shows that he's been in.
Los Miserables, which I didn't know. I mean, I kind of knew that that's what it meant. For some reason, I never got the fact that Les Miserables was the Miserables. But I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if you've seen it, any version of it, yeah. The characters just go through shit. But yeah, so he was in that and a couple of it. But the main thing, like, Johnny just says that he's a Disney freak just like him, and I guess they're longtime friends. So, but yeah, so he brings him in to help them out with the acting challenge. So he's their coach here, and
you said you had some notes that he told them that he gave the queens, because I mean, I think the only one that had experience was Deborah. I think she was the one that mentioned that she has experience acting, and then the other girls don't really do it.
Margaret does admit that she's not good at acting at all, and so
she's a struggle bus.
Yes, she doesn't have a lot of experience doing it, I guess. And then, I mean, Quecho tells them that they, especially because they're performing a scene from a ridiculous telenovela as well.
To be fair, they're all ridiculous. So.
No, even Carita de Ángel.
Carita de Ángel.
You don't remember that?
Is that with the little girl?
Yeah, some little girl. I don't remember. In an orphanage.
Yeah.
Could be a Disney movie someday. But, yeah, so he just tells them, like, play up the absurdity of everything and play up the campiness. I think Barbara, I mean, they give her really good notes. She really overplays it, I think, but...
Yeah. I'm going to go back to Deborah and Margaret. Deborah, she does have experience. You can tell she has experience because she's, like, really comfortable.
Yeah.
And Margaret is just kind of playing her, la fresa, la fresa role. Yeah. And she plays it really well. I mean, I didn't see, like, any, like, huge things that she should change. Like, she played the character pretty well.
She did.
And then Deborah, she has a really good grasp on the character, I think. And I think she does better in the rehearsal. I prefer it, in my opinion, than the actual last
During the actual challenge.
yeah, like her performance in the rehearsal.
No.
Like the character was a little bit more telenovela and more Laura Leon, which is the character that she's playing, than the character that she played in the challenge, like the final scene, whatever.
I guess, I mean, she just ended up making a different choice by then. And
Yeah, I don't know how she got there. I know that she said, not she, but Quecho mentioned that Laura Leon was very, she had barrio in her,
yes.
which for you guys, if you don't know, that means kind of like, in a way, it means kind of like hood.
Yeah.
Like she's very hood. But so I think she went all the way with
She
that.
did.
She
She
took
did.
that and ran to the barrio and like, you know.
I mean, it made it funny, I think, though. That was a good aspect to grasp, but it did lose the beginning character, or the character that they were trying to do.
Yeah. And then what were you saying about Barbara? Well, you said that Barbara was really, really good at
Yeah, I
the
mean,
challenge.
the judges really love her. And Ketchel was saying that she, like, he immediately, like, praised Barbara for the performance during the rehearsal.
And he was even
everything.
like cackling a little bit
yeah.
watching her.
Yeah. It was really exaggerated, but it worked for the challenge, I guess.
She's another one that I preferred in the rehearsal than in the actual final scene. Something about it, we'll talk about it more when we get there, but it was just something about the choices that she made. I'm not an actor or whatever, so I'm just basing it off on my own tastes, and I just preferred it then. I mean, yeah. I wanted to mention that Barbara looked like E.T. in a wig. Do you remember that scene where E.T. comes out of the closet and he has the wig on? That's pretty much what she looked like.
That's true. I can pinpoint that.
All right, so we're going to move on.
We should post a side-by-side picture of that.
It would be like the, what's it called? Spot the difference.
Same energy.
Yeah. All right. After the queens rehearse their scenes, they head back to El Camerino, where Barbara talks about last week's lip sync. Margaret mentions someone named Lalo, and they all share their experiences on the show. So, what are your notes on the Camerino scene, where they all just sit down, get ready, and kiki?
Who is Lalo?
That is the question of the day, for real.
They don't explain it, and then I think Barbara's about to explain it, and then the editing just cuts them off.
What does she actually say? Doesn't she say something about Lalo looked good?
Yeah, that's all. That's what they're talking about. They're saying Lalo looks good or looked good or whatever, and so they were all like drooling after some random person. I don't know.
And Lalo is a nickname for somebody named Eduardo, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to think about, maybe there's somebody in the past that was named Eduardo, but none of them were named Eduardo. And none of the judges were named Eduardo, so
I don't know.
I'm thinking it's a producer or like somebody behind the scenes.
I would think so, but still, like, why didn't they explain it to us?
I think because it's breaking like the fourth wall.
But then just cut that out.
Yeah, they should have just not even mentioned it.
Yeah, but maybe I wonder if they mention it later. Do you even remember if they do?
No. I don't remember. Maybe in the
finale or something.
The finale or the reunion.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as I remember,
it's just something like teasing us. Okay, keep watching and you'll find out who Lalo is. Yeah, I guess we'll see.
The girls are happy that Lana left being proud of her look. They do mention that, and
Which was the alebrije, right?
Yeah, the one that was with like the pulpo and the rata. And then
yeah.
I mean, I agree. I feel like if you're gonna leave a competition, you might as well leave doing something that you actually like.
Yeah.
And that you stand behind. So even though I don't remember the lip sync. Who was better? I think Barbara was still better anyways.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. good for her that she left with her pride or
Some
whatever.
dignity.
Yeah. And yeah, they just mentioned they all enjoyed the acting challenge, and
There's
some
no like drama that they bring up or anything during this
no,
episode.
it's very
No.
short.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, some of them mentioned that they are scared about the challenge because it's not something they do. So, um, they're scared of this challenge in particular. I don't know. Do you have anything that scares you that you want to try that you can think
Coke.
of? You've tried that.
You don't know me. In what sense? Like any?
I mean anything that you can think of, something that you were like, I mean that kind of scares me. I mean, did this scare you starting a podcast? Because you've never really done anything like this.
How do you know? No, but I
Okay.
haven't. I mean, yeah, starting, but I've been trying to think something like in life, um, that would. I mean, there's lots of scary things, I guess. E.T. scares me. So when Barbara came on, I just ran out.
Would you ever try drag?
I don't think I have the confidence for that.
Like maybe not perform, but just like
I mean, if it was like for Halloween or something, I guess. I mean, there has to be a purpose for it, I guess. I don't want to just.
just
Or I
do
don't.
it.
Yeah, I mean, or I don't feel the need to just do it.
Like you would want to do like go out somewhere.
Oh, maybe not.
Then what are you saying?
No, I just. If I had a Halloween party in my house or something.
That
where I
gives
didn't
me an
have to go
idea. We're gonna do
I
a
mean,
live podcast of you
me in drag.
Yeah, putting you in drag.
We can broadcast it on YouTube or something. I guess that is kind of scary. I think anything just that's out of my comfort zone, I guess. Which I have a really tiny comfort zone. I like to stay in one little box.
But I mean, well, like these girls that are challenging themselves, I think it's always
Yeah.
good to try new things, even
Of
though
course.
they scare you. And like when I started the podcast, I mean, I'm still like a little not scared, but like I don't know if people are gonna listen to it. So you always want things to be successful, but I'm kind of trying to focus more on like on just having fun, and if
Yeah.
people like it, then they like it. If they don't, then they don't. It's whatever, you know.
Yeah, just make it for ourselves in a sense, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's our first podcast, so we're getting to know how to all the technical stuff as well, and learning how all that works. So, in addition to, I guess, talking about the show and everything, but
Yeah, it's all scary. I mean, it's not. Well, it is kind of scary, but like I've always wanted to do a podcast, so I was like, so I'm excited. Also, I'm more excited to put it out and to have people listen to it, and yeah,
same.
give it a thumbs up if you like it. So, feminosas, vamos a la pasarela. The first queen up is
Deborah La Grande.
so Deborah La Grande. What is she wearing? Let me see my notes. She's wearing actually two looks, right?
Yes, she has a reveal. So she is dressed as Rosa Salvaje, which is a novella from what, like the 80s, I guess? 80s or 70s? I'm gonna say 80s, but starring, what's her name?
Veronica Castro.
Veronica Castro. She has oversized jeans and a long sleeve t-shirt, tennis shoes, and like a sweater around her waist. It's like very, I guess, frumpy, very I don't know,
That's what I
refined.
wear. That's what I wear on everyday occasion. It's frumpy as fuck.
But not on the runway.
On the runway. Yeah, so she's wearing that, and then what else?
She's holding a bouquet of blue roses, and she's tossing them out as she's walking through the runway. And then she does her reveal, and she transforms into like a sky blue ankle length dress.
Into something more frumpy.
It's not supposed to. Uh, so she has like sheer sleeves and sequin detailing along the front. Her white gloves kind of like complement the white heels that she's wearing. It's just a little, I guess, a frumpy version of Cinderella. Color, the colors that she chose and everything. But there was a cool thing that she did where, like I said, she was wearing the tennis shoes and she like kicks them off.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she reveals she's wearing like high heels.
I've never seen anybody else do that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I don't even know how she was able to walk in them.
Her makeup is very, I guess, exaggerated. She has like tears rolling down her eyes and down her cheeks, and she has a rose pink lipstick, and the hair is like, I guess I wrote 80s style, so I guess the novela was probably from the 80s. It's like a big perm with
With like, a copete, like a big copete.
Yeah. It definitely embodies Rosa Salvaje from what I remember.
You remember it?
I do remember it.
What?
Yeah.
I don't.
I do. It might have been like reruns, but I remember it. I don't remember much about the storyline or anything, but
I don't really. She almost looks like a clown, so I was kind of confused because like the tears make her look like a sad clown, which I think throwed it all off for me because she was supposed to portray some like telenovela. So I didn't like that choice.
But she was sad about her t-shirt and jeans, and
she was sad.
I think it would have been cool if, I don't know, somehow she could like wipe the tears off when she did the reveal or something, because then it'd be more in tune with what she's wearing after that.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I was wearing that, I would be sad too. But I guess it's supposed to be ugly.
It is. It is.
Right?
Yeah, that's, it's like the typical telenovela thing where you're a poor rich girl. That's the opposite. You're a poor girl, or I guess you grow up poor and then something happens and you transform into this rich person. You get money from someone, like that kind of typical thing, and that's what she was trying to say with the whole thing. But
I gotta say, she did not look rich afterwards, but
the dress is a little like it's a little iffy on the details. Like it just doesn't look refined, and if the fit is wrong as well. Like it just doesn't accentuate her body. I gotta say, I like the makeup. Maybe not the tears are a little, but the rest of it is really nice, I think.
Like, I do like the makeup. I just don't like it with this look. Like, I think it just went too clown for me. So it was like, I don't know what to think of it. And I wanted to mention, the hair is just a no for me, but I think it's supposed to be a no. I wish I should have looked up a picture of Veronica Castro, because I'm sure that would make it more. It would make sense. But I didn't. So I'm such a great podcaster. I guess let's move on because I don't know. I'm just over this look.
Okay, so our next queen is Margarita. Her manga brows are back.
back.
And so she walks out in a long sleeve t-shirt. It's kind of tucked into like a short pleated skirt with a jean vest covered. She looks really nerdy. She has braces on and everything. She's wearing pink stockings covering her legs, and Like I said, braces, glasses to complement that nerdy look. Her hair is like an icy blonde wig, almost an afro, and
Mm-hmm.
short bangs. Her makeup is, um,
A lot.
it is, which is what she usually does. Her exaggeration. Although we thought, well, what was it, like the past two challenges? She had refined it, but now she's, I guess she's going back to her old habits. She has her manga brow is a mono brow now, too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so she drew in the middle to join them together, and she's wearing like little crystal freckles on her face. And remember in the first episode, she was the one that was wearing the heart, right, on the cheek.
No, that was
No,
Cordelia.
that was Cordelia. Oh, well now she's wearing two hearts. She's just doing everything over the top, I guess. And yeah, what do you think
Was
about
she
this
was she
whole?
supposed to be an act like I don't know if she was supposed to be an actual character from
I
the
didn't
novela,
get it. No.
but she was giving me more like Betty la Fea.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that was what she was going for.
Probably with a mix of Margaret, like just
Yeah,
her own, you know.
she does look like she has good dental insurance because of the braces, and but the hair looks like it
Like a
looks like she's
poodle,
broken like a poodle.
like a burnt poodle.
It looks like she's broken a lot of brushes with that, or maybe she's never brushed it.
Remember that scene in Princess Diaries and
Oh yeah,
went during the makeover and the brush.
that's what
That's
it is right
yeah.
there.
Um,
But I mean, okay, let's break it down. Is it I don't know what the reference is. I don't know
I
if
think
it's
you hit it. I think that's what it is. Like
Betty
Betty
la
la
Fea,
Fea. Yeah, ugly Betty.
because I guess. I mean, I guess
It
it's a
has to
fine
be.
look, but is it? It doesn't hit like, oh yeah, that's a telenovela like character or.
Yeah. I almost wonder if she wore this for the challenge specifically,
Oh,
so she
maybe.
could portray her character a little better there, or just another way of showing that character. But yeah, I mean everything is super over the top. What she's wearing. Um,
Well,
oh,
I
I didn't
mean,
even.
it kind of makes sense in a way. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like processing her choice. And if you look at the, because she also has like fake pimples,
Mm-hmm.
and if you watch telenovelas, when they do like a before and after makeover, they do like they like put fake teeth on them and they do like all this crazy stuff, and then suddenly they just like brush their hair and everything's fine. So I think seeing it through that lens, then it makes sense. But I
Yeah,
have to think about it. That's the thing. I have to like actually think about it.
yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Did you like it?
I liked it for what it is. There's nothing too uh, I don't know, like she didn't push it, uh, or it's not like I was expecting something more, I guess, refined. But she's just basically wearing a t-shirt and a skirt, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's fine for what she's doing, and it fits the character and everything. But
I was just gonna say what they should have done is given them a runway and the acting challenge, so that way
to
they don't
separate,
exactly,
true.
because then they're gonna wear that for the challenge.
Hmm.
So it's not gonna be she's not gonna wear some amazing outfit for the challenge if she's portraying this little girl. So yeah, I think they should have done that.
Maybe yeah, just wanted to save time. I think they mentioned like there were uh, everyone hated that they had to do a challenge just because they were adding on top of what they were already doing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean that's why she's one of the bottom, I guess.
She is. So
Uh,
let's move on to.
Barbara Durango. And so Barbara is wearing a one piece lace swimsuit with like silver fringe along the crotch area. um, A cream-colored silk nightgown covers her, and she wears a blonde. She's always blonde. A blonde wig, which she proceeds to cut chunks off on the runway to show her, I guess, emotional distress. Eventually, the wig comes off, and she looks like E.T. Her eyebrows are like made out of diamonds, kind of, and she has like long feathered eyelashes, which I think she's worn before. I think they kind of make her look like a Muppet, but whatever.
Yeah.
And her makeup is super heavy, pink, around the eyes and lips. I don't know if you noticed, but when she takes off the wig, she has makeup on her head as well. Like she has blotches of, I guess, it might be lipstick, maybe.
Oh, like red spots?
Oh, it's like
I think it's
well,
supposed
yeah,
to be
like,
blood.
really.
Yeah. Because her knees also have like scrapes.
Oh, really? I didn't. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess. It looked pink to me, but it could be the lighting, I guess. Um, so I think she's just doing again what she always does. She's wearing the same thing, little nightgown thing, little fairy nightgown thing that she always does in every challenge. And the only difference is she's playing up the crazy, I guess. So she's like screaming while she's walking on the runway and crying, and she does have like little tears drawn into her face. But I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest. I was just ready for her to leave. She keeps doing the same thing over and over.
I don't get why she was crazy. I didn't get why she had scrapes on her. I didn't get why she went bald. I don't know.
Well, you see, she was having an argument with her daughter on top of the stairs, and her daughter accidentally or purposely pushed her downstairs, so she got little scrapes, and then she lost her memory, and she has amnesia now, and that's what she took off her wig, I guess, and that's why she has scrapes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But then why did she cut her hair off? When did that happen? When she was falling down the stairs?
Yeah.
Like while she was falling down the stairs, she's like, okay, I'm gonna cut my hair.
I don't know.
It's just not. I get that she was trying to be dramatic, but this was just.
I think there's a difference between dramatic and. I mean, there's a line there, and she definitely, to me, she crossed it.
And I snorted it.
Not that type of line. Yeah, like I think she crossed over to I don't know. She was just screaming the whole time, and yeah, I didn't. I gotta say, even when we get to the challenge, I didn't get it. I mean, I get why they liked it because she was over the top, and uninhibited, but I think she went too far with it.
Yeah, and she doesn't have eyebrows, and no telenovela actress is gonna come out with no fucking eyebrows. Like, what? Like, I know that she's a drag queen, but this was a challenge to interpret a telenovela character, and this is not gonna be in any telenovela that I've watched or will watch. And it was messy. I mean, the makeup, if you separate it from this challenge, I guess it's fine. But in this particular challenge, it just didn't work for me. And I was gonna mention something else. I mean, she did do a good job of the. Was she actually bald? I don't know if she actually did cut her hair, because it looked. I mean, that was really good.
Probably.
I think.
I think she's usually wearing a hat. No, yeah, she's always wearing a hat. So I'm pretty sure.
Okay, then never mind. I thought she like put a bald cap on and something. No, so I was gonna say that was really good.
I think that is. She probably just shaved her head closer, and that's it.
Yeah. Maybe she was interpreting Gollum. That was her
Wait,
reference.
Is it E.T. or is it Gollum?
It's both.
Or a Muppet.
It's all three. Let's move on.
Yeah. So our final queen is Eva Blunt. And she does multiple reveals.
Unfortunately.
It's her interpretation of a novela by the name of Lazos de Amor. which stars. It's one of those orphan.
Lucero.
Yeah, Lucero. And it's one of those orphan black things where it's like one person portraying all these characters. It's triplet. I remember that twist at the end too. Anyways, which I'll mention in a second. But the first one she's portraying, she walks in with a cane and as a kind of like a blind woman, she has no eyesight. She wears pigtails and a large bow on her head, and then she has a long sleeve polo. She's wearing like a matronly yellow skirt and black heels. And then the next one, so she takes off the bow and her pigtails actually come off too. And she has a high ponytail. She is now wearing a white sleeveless top and a long skirt with like elephant pattern on it. And then the final reveal, the ponytail turns blonde. And she's wearing a white like see-through halter top, and a black leather mini skirt. So this is one of like the character traits for that last triplet where she takes her pinky and like runs it across her eyebrow and like combs her eyebrow with it. That was one of the signature things for that character. So whenever you saw that character in a telenovela in that scene, you knew that it was her. But anyways, let's see.
Now that you're mentioning all the like the hair changes, I'm like, damn, that's actually pretty impressive.
It was a lot, yeah.
Like the hair changes, like
And
that was good.
Even the outfits, like they do transform pretty severely. But I gotta say, like, I don't think any of them look great. Like, none of them stand out. It just goes from Mother Teresa to Slutty Teresa. I don't know.
Slutty Teresa, that's my new drag name.
And yeah, like I like that she portrayed three different characters, and I remember really liking that telenovela, so I remember those characters well. But yeah, I mean, I don't think any of the looks are that great. Again, at the end is like she always has that slutty look, revealing look or whatever, and that's her go-to always. So
I thought it was the actual changes were impressive.
yeah,
like
the way she did him, yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, the looks were just pretty basic, and like it needed it a little bit more, like drag it up.
True, yeah.
Like drag it up.
Even the makeup is a little too understated.
I think they got confused with the challenge. Again, if they would have given them a runway and then, even though she did have 3 looks, but if they would have given them like just a specific runway and then the acting challenge, she wouldn't have to worry about like wearing something for the challenge. So I think that played a big part in her very understated looks. So, I mean, Eva Blunt has always been pretty good at the runway, if I can remember. So, except for last week. But, yeah, so this was just a little bit disappointing. I did like the concept, the fact that she played the trillizas, because I did remember that. And I was like, ooh, that's a pretty cool, like, actual, like, concept. And, yeah, I mean, it's just pretty basic. It's whatever.
I think one thing that they all need is just more refinement. Maybe they just needed more time, and that challenge kind of took some time away from them constructing their outfits. But...
Well, she did not construct that. She bought that from...
Really. Well, yeah, or, I mean, just putting it together, I guess. But, yeah, I just think that they all needed to push it a little more, especially for the top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said you were going to mention the little what that reference is of her
I
combing her eyebrow?
did.
We didn't say the twist that happened. The
Um,
twist that happened at the end.
oh yeah. From what I remember, like in the last episode of that telenovela, I don't know if one of the triplets dies or something. I think so, or something happens to her. So two of them are I guess good or they're good protagonists, I guess, and then
Yeah.
the one that uses her pinky for her eyebrow, she's like the bad guy, and she's the evil one.
The antagonist.
Yeah, and so at the end, one of them dies or something, and then um, there's a twist where
I think they're
you don't
both fighting each other.
probably I don't remember that well, but one of them survives and one of them does not, and then like the final scene, it shows um, it reveals that it's actually the evil one that survives, and you can tell because she uses her pinky to comb her eyebrow, and
Yeah.
like dun dun dun, and
Yeah.
that's how it ends.
That's actually pretty cool
It
for a
is.
novela.
I know. I know. Forget
They-
about anything else that happens, but that's just pretty daring. For
because
an
they
ending.
they would never kill off their star
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. I mean, that was a pretty cool one for her to portray.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's move on to the actual challenge. So, the queens try to channel their inner Veronica Castro and begin their acting scenes. First up in the acting challenge is Margaret Iya and Deborah La Grande. So, your thoughts on their scene?
Veneno speaks.
I actually thought he was the best part. He was the best actor out of all three.
I was impressed that he could act. Okay,
I know.
I was impressed that he could speak. This is the first time we've ever heard him talk or say anything at all. Um, I think they both did really well. I really liked their little scene, their sketch, and so as we said, Margaret plays up like the fresa side of her character, which is what Margaret is in the first place. It would have been nice for her to speaking of, step out of her comfort zone and try something a little different. But I guess she was just playing to her strengths at this point.
And there was only two roles. So
There were that's true. Yeah, but you could have interpreted them a little differently.
oh
if
yeah.
you
And
wanted
or
to.
they could have switched even though I mean Deborah's older, but whatever.
True. And Deborah, like you said, she goes all in with the barrio accent. There were some pretty cool flourishes that they added that made it different from the other sketch, which is at one point they did like a whole slow motion scene. I think it was towards the end.
Oh yeah.
And then they pretend like they're in slow motion and they slow down their speech and everything. And that was pretty cool.
I didn't like that.
I thought it was.
I thought if it was edited that way, then
Yeah.
it would have played more. It would have worked more.
Well, I wonder whose idea it was and who wrote this. Because who threw that in? They did something else where I think they looked right at the screen and they go dun 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 or something.
Yeah, that was Margaret.
Yeah, and I don't know. I thought it added some.
So the thing that I forgot to mention is that they were giving a script. They were given the script, but the script was supposed to be kind of a skeleton for them to play around with. So it was just kind of like the basic dialogue, and then they could add whatever they wanted to over that, and even improvise. I think some stuff. So I think that's why they added all these other things. Just for me, it just didn't work as. I didn't get what they were trying. If they wouldn't have explained it to me, the fact that they were parodying this
Oh.
scene, I would have been like, why are they going slow motion? Why are they doing like that? Wouldn't have made sense. And I don't know if it was just because they didn't execute it well or the actual ideas were just bad.
I just thought it was cheesy, and that's fine. Like, it was corny. and I was not gonna take it seriously at all. I think that
No,
was the whole
yeah.
point, and they had fun with it, and that's what mattered. And their acting was okay. It was fine. They played their roles really well, I think.
I didn't like the accent that
No,
Deborah made. Like, "¿Qué vamos a hacer? No, 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 no." Like, it got on my nerves.
I think it's supposed to,
Like, I don't know anybody that speaks like that.
because we left Compton already. That's why.
Even in Compton, nobody spoke like that. Like, I don't know. I know it's a exaggerated accent,
Yeah.
but I just didn't like it. It just, it worked in the way that we knew where she was coming from, and that we know that that character is supposed to be from El Barrio, but I just didn't like it. It just didn't work for me as a character, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I just didn't like it.
You didn't like that choice.
Yeah, I
That's
liked
fine.
her better in the rehearsal because she was a little bit more, um, under, like, her accent was kind of still there, like the attitude was still there, but it wasn't like so over
It
the
wasn't the
top.
focus. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, they did okay. They did fine. And the next two girls, Barbara and Eva, what did you think of them?
um, I gotta say I didn't like their sketch because Barbara was just yelling at me the whole time. She was just yelling, and there were moments where you can catch like, okay, she's awesome, like she's doing something cool right here. But then she kept doing it and shouting, and I don't know, I don't, I didn't connect to it because of that. She was just being too over the top and hysterical, and Eva was just flat the whole time. Her tits weren't, but she like her character was flat. She didn't do anything. She played a little ditzy for like a second, and then that's it. That's it. There was nothing else to it. The judges really like this. I don't
I think
know.
they liked it because the commitment
Yeah, I
that
mean
Barbara had.
that's true.
But and even though Lorena was like, "You're a good actress, and you should go into like classes or whatever," and she's
Which
being
that could help
nice.
her, yeah,
Yeah.
and that could bring her back to a point where it doesn't seem hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think it was funny,
No,
so
me neither.
yeah.
I just thought, like you said, I thought it was too. She went too far,
Yeah.
even though again it's supposed to be a parody, but it was to the point where you couldn't understand what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was slurring her words. I couldn't understand what she was saying, and the character wasn't. It wasn't what Laura Leon. It wasn't that character. It was like some.
Not at all.
She just created like this other crazy, like, demented character that it didn't work for me. It didn't work with the scene, especially since Eva was very kind of the opposite. The balance, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't there.
She just completely overshadowed her
Yeah.
because Eva didn't. She didn't push back at all. And Barbara was just so over the top. Now that you mention Laura Leon, I mean, she has a very distinct way of speaking, and that would have been funny if one of them could actually like attempt that manner of speaking, and it could have been funny in the sketch.
Yeah. Like, where the fuck was Getcho? Wasn't he supposed to help them?
I know.
Did he
Maybe
encourage
he's the
this?
one who got stuck in traffic. I don't know.
We should blame
We
him.
didn't have a guest judge, so I don't even
I
know.
mean, after his guidance, I don't think we should go see him in anything.
But I think,
Because,
like you said, you liked them better during the rehearsal, so
yeah.
they were. I guess maybe they just did better when it got to the actual challenge. They got nerves or something, and they just.
I
I don't
think
know.
they had. I think what happened was, I have no basis to like. I have nothing to prove this, or nothing is just coming out of like my.
Ass.
Yeah. And I think what had happened is that they did the they did the rehearsal, and he gave them notes, and then they went home and they forgot all the notes, and then just showed it to their friends, and their friends were like, "Oh my gosh, yes, Queen, que chistosa, más, dale más, whatever," and then they went all the way, and then they came back and did the challenge, and Quecho was nowhere to be found. Well, he was in traffic again, and they just kind of like didn't have any more feedback
Yeah.
from somebody that can like reel them in.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe what happened. Again, I have
possible.
nothing to base this on, but
I mean, they did. Some of them really did change a lot from the rehearsals to the actual challenge. So that could have been it.
okay. So let's move on from this challenge. And after the judges' critiques, la más dramática is Bárbara Durango. Margarita and Deborah La Grande land in the bottom two and have to lip sync to Dos Mujeres, Un Pepino by Laura León. After both queens tear the stage up with their stiff movements, the very emotional judges decide to keep both queens. That means that, dun dun dun, Bárbara Durango, Deborah La Grande, Eva Blunt, and Margaret Yiyi will have to battle it out in the grand finale of La Más Draga. So your thoughts on the lip sync, on everything else that happened, what are they?
Well, the judges' scoring, overall, they all pretty much praised Barbara. I don't know why. And her, Lorena mentioned her evolution. I didn't think there was any evolution there. And Yadi's always like, I think you're perfect. You did everything well, and there's nothing wrong with you. And
Gloriosas, que bonitas, chulas.
Yes. That's her.
What was the lip sync? Did you like the lip sync? Dos mujeres.
I remember you sang that like in the first episode or something.
I didn't even remember that they were gonna have a lip sync.
That was a good song for them to do it too. I think they both had like a pretty similar interpretation of it, but if I were to stand back from the judge's point of view, I think ultimately maybe Margaret would have gone home.
I agree. Yeah. I think Deborah pulled it off a little better.
Yeah.
Not that much, but just she had a little bit more of that. I guess is more. She was playing up the character more. I don't know. She just, to me.
She committed a little better. She had a lot of props too, though. She had like flowers, and I think she.
Oh yeah, she did have flowers.
She pulled out what looked like pads, obviously from her bra, right? And then she started chewing on them, and then I think they were bread. I think they were pieces of bread.
I don't think they were, but
well, she took a chunk out of them. I'm sure they had to be. I don't know.
She's gonna do it for the art.
Yeah, and then Margaret just did her little spoiled child thing, and so yeah, I think they just didn't want to have Margaret go home this time.
Do you think it was real, the emotional, all the tears and stuff? Because there was nothing emotional about the performance, so I don't know what the hell they were like crying about. Yari seemed very emotional. She didn't even want to vote. She was like, no puedo, las amo. So I don't know if I even saw a tear, but she got emotional. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it was real? Part of me thinks it wasn't.
I mean, I'm sure it was played up. But I could see the tears coming from like exhaustion, and I mean, how many weeks has it been since then? 5 weeks now that they've been together and.
Well, no, they probably filmed it in like 2 weeks.
Oh.
I don't think they filmed this over 5 weeks at all.
Probably, yeah, you're probably right. It was just one after the other after the other.
Yeah.
Less costly. I would have gotten emotional, but I don't. I'm trying not to be a cynic. But
that means you're a cynic. You're just trying not to let your real side show.
How could you get tears out of people like that? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get why they were crying, because the song was not emotional. Their performance wasn't emotional. Like, I get it if it was.
I think they were crying at the fact that no one's going home and they get to be there one more week and that they get another chance.
But why couldn't Yiyi make up her mind?
Oh.
That's just what I'm saying.
She can't make up her mind. She can never say anything
But she's
bad.
done it before. What's the difference now?
It's the finale. I think all those, whenever they have the judges pick their low score, or no, their whoever won the lip sync, I think those are always like predetermined, because it's, every time you get to that point in the episode, they're always they tell it in a certain order so that it seems more dramatic.
Yeah, so two choose one, and then the other two choose another, and then it's up to Lorena to break up the tie or something.
Yeah, and maybe that was the whole reason. Why am I being cynical now? The whole reason why they didn't even have a guest judge, because that way they can't have someone with another vote, and they can leave it a tie and have everyone stay.
I think so, because I wouldn't have chosen Margaret to stay after that performance. No, and some of them did. So I was like, either you just don't want to vote her out, and that's why you're voting for her, or somebody told you to vote for Margaret, so it can look like she won. Well, that they both won. Yeah, I just didn't understand it. I thought it was just weird.
I didn't want either of them to go home, though. I liked them both. Again, Barbara or Eva should have been. To me, either one of them should have been in the bottom. I don't know why Eva was not. I think Barbara just probably saved her at that point. Because Eva didn't do anything special, and she didn't even stand out in a challenge at all. I don't understand why she didn't have to lip sync.
Well, I think it's that
the partnership.
That and the producers that they wanted to make it seem like they can't send them home or something, which it's whatever.
I think that's the loophole there, though. Like, they should have had Eva at the bottom somehow.
That's been my whole issue with this show. That seems like, I don't know. That's been one of the issues that I've had with the show. The fact that the judging seems, especially because they all have to vote for somebody, it just seems, like you said, it seems very pre-planned. It doesn't seem genuine. I think if you would actually there and ask them what they actually thought, they would give you something totally different. And that's just, I mean, it's reality TV. Yes, I get it. But why even like have a vote? Why don't you just like decide?
Yeah.
And that would make it easier. That way you don't even have to like produce all this, extra votes and, have Yiyi say, I can't vote, even though she's voted fucking 4 weeks in a row and she can't do her job now. It's like, that's what you're there to do.
Yeah. I think they just wanted something dramatic. And yeah. I'm ready for the finale now.
Yeah. So, are you happy with the top 4?
No. I liked Eva up to this point. Like, she's been doing pretty good looks for the runway. Her personality is never there, though. But
so, who do you want to win?
You already
point?
Know this from the beginning. Margaret is my favorite. But I really like Deborah La Grande as well. She did have issues here and here throughout the whole competition. I remember her getting comments about not committing too much. Like, she was told to like step it up.
Yeah, exactly. She was kind of like flatlining.
Yeah, and yes, like she wasn't pushing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I really like her overall, and she has the experience. And I mean, I want Margaret to win over all of them, but to me, if it wasn't for this acting challenge, and Barbara should have gone home a long time ago. I don't understand why she's still there. Um,
So who do you think Margaret's gonna win? Who I know you want her to win, but who do you think is gonna win? And
who
who
do
do
I?
you think doesn't have a chance? Like who would have been? Well, obviously you think Barbara
I
should have been the fourth out.
Yeah, probably. And then if we were to cut it to top three, then I think Eva would be the next one to leave, and then top two it would be Margaret versus Deborah La Grande.
So who do you think is
I
gonna win?
I would say Deborah is probably gonna win
Why?
because she has the experience and she has that pedigree, and she's older, so I feel like maybe as the first winner, they want someone with experience and someone who can represent the show in a good light. Like it could go to either. It just depends on what the hell they're looking for, and
Mm-hmm.
they haven't really emphasized any of that. The judges, I mean.
Or the prizes.
One of the prizes, that's true. We mentioned that a few episodes ago. And this, who knows? Who knows what they win? Nothing. Um, but I think Margaret has taken more risks. She was following their criticisms for a while. Like she tried a different eyebrow and all that, and she was listening to that. So she was showing progress and everything. So it just depends on what the judges are looking for at this point, because I think week to week, Margaret was more exciting to see just because she's kind of weird. So her look is always something different.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Deborah, you know what you're expecting. I don't know why I'm talking like they're the top two, but I am.
So we'll just have to see. Next week we're only gonna do one more episode, and we're gonna combine the reunion and the finale because there's a lot of like
Fluff.
nothingness and fluff, and yeah, there's really not much to talk about. So we're gonna do that, and yeah, I guess we'll see who wins. Hashtag tell us who you want to win, even though it's already been
I
over.
know they were. I mean, obviously it's recorded, but I don't. Even in Drag Race, they tell you to vote with a hashtag or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you already decided, like what?
I
What?
know.
I guess they just want to get people involved somehow,
Yeah.
which seems pointless, but whatever.
All right. That is it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We love you so much, amiguitos. Let us, well, not let us, but let them know where they can find you. Yeah, let them know where you can find you. Your,
In my house,
your redes sociales.
you can find me on Twitter. You can follow my retweets at Hello Braulio. So it's HELOBRAULIO. Did I spell that right? I don't know.
I have no idea. And you can find me on Instagram at Yiyi. That's YIYI. And there's a link on there for my YouTube channel where I review the lip syncs on RuPaul's Drag Race. And I think I'm going to do maybe this is gonna air before, after, I don't know, but I'm doing
UK.
the UK version. So hopefully I know the songs because they might just be like some obscure, not obscure, but British songs that I don't know. So we'll see. And you can download my music. That's on SoundCloud. You can search for Yiyi on there. Hopefully it comes out. I don't know. Search for it. And yeah, you can follow the podcast itself at Instagram, Quien es la Más. And I think on Twitter, it's the
Same.
same. Yeah, which we need to get better at tweeting. But I think we'll get that going once we actually start airing the episode. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. We love you and bye.
Bye.